At the end of January, I was approached by a game dev YouTuber who was celebrating his first 1,000 subscribers and wanted to collaborate on a video. Naturally, I said, sure. And about a month later, Imilkowski dev, AAlex, Whalegum and I have devised a little game jam where each of us will contribute a theme, and we'll each have to make our own game combining all of the themes. With a lovely and not at all nerve-wracking combination of sacrifice, tower defense, warlike cacti, and my contribution, chaos, we each set off to make our own insane games. By the way, stick around to the end to see me play the others' games and check out the description to watch each of their videos. We agreed on a 7-day jam period, and on Monday I received the themes. But unfortunately, I had a bunch of work from my non-game dev job, and on top of that, my dog got 11 teeth pulled and a cyst removed from his leg. So on Thursday, I finally had some time to get started on this game that's due in 4 days. I started how I usually do for game jams, with a blank document just to sketch out what this game might look and play like. At this point, I've decided it's gotta be a tower defense game of some kind, but I'd rather not do one with winding lanes and placeable turret towers, since I already made a game like that for the 2021 GMTK Jam. That was the main kind of tower defense game that I'm familiar with and like, so I decided to do some research on the genre. On Wikipedia, I ended up learning about what's considered the first tower defense type game, a game called Rampart, which was surprisingly different from the tower defense games I'm used to. Particularly, the player has to place down walls and cannons in a build phase, then aim and fire the cannons as enemies approached in a battle phase. I watched a bit of gameplay, which, not gonna lie, is very hard to follow, until I read a comment that the person that was playing was apparently really bad at playing, so I went to a supposedly better playthrough and read the comments where they once again said that the player was bad at the game. So you know what, this game has to be significantly simpler than Rampart. To do that, I opted for placing a single tower in the center of the screen, the Cactus King, and having enemies approach from all directions around you. With that concept, I've satisfied the tower defense, warlike cacti, and chaos themes, but still need to include sacrifice somehow. Since cacti use their spikes as defense, I thought it would be really interesting if the player could choose to shoot their spikes at the enemies at the cost of having one less spike on your cactus for defense. If the spikes take some time to regrow, the game could be a balancing act of trying to hold the invasion off at a distance while maintaining enough spikes to stay alive. I started off with a nice square in the center of the screen and decided to get the shooting and enemy spawning mechanics out of the way first. For the shooting, I thought back to the first version of Bun I ever developed, which had this sword that floated around you in a circle and always pointed towards the mouse cursor. I recreated that mechanic and added a little trail to show your motion, and it came out pretty good. Now your central square has a square gun that can shoot little squares in the distance. So now let's give the player something to shoot at. I got some square enemies spawning on a timer so I can specify how many enemies I want to appear per second. And they spawn along the edge of a circle that's slightly bigger than the screen, so they always come in from a random place off screen but are the same distance from the center every time. I figured since this game is going to get chaotic, enemies should die after one hit to make the player feel powerful enough to defend themselves. But the game loop at this point is just endless enemies and endless cubes to shoot at them. To give the players a challenge, I'm going to have to ramp things up. I decided that the duration between enemy spawns should get shorter as the game goes on, meaning there are more enemies on the screen at once. But this doesn't really affect the player yet since you can shoot infinitely, so I have to add some kind of cooldown to your cactus gun. I placed a bunch of smaller squares around the player square to represent the spikes of a cactus and had your gun pull the projectiles off of the cactus to fire. Run out of spikes and you have nothing left to shoot. Since we can't have the player permanently run out of spikes though, I added a short cooldown for the spikes to reappear after they've been used. I also programmed it so if enemies reach the cactus in the center, it consumes one of the spikes and destroys the enemy. If the enemy reaches you and you have no more spikes, the player loses and the game restarts. And there we go. At this point we have kind of a fun game loop that gets increasingly more difficult until it's literally impossible and you lose. The problem there is the amount of enemies gets more and more, but the player doesn't really get any better or stronger. To fix this, I decided that at a certain threshold of number of enemies killed, a special kind of enemy spawns that gives the player a random upgrade. Monday was quickly approaching, so I speed ran to get some art in the game for the central cactus and the spikes. But I decided to leave the enemies as squares since honestly, I didn't really know what they should be. I called them zombies in the game's code, so maybe they're square zombies, I don't really know. I added a bit of polish, like a notification for what upgrade you got, and a hurt effect to make it really obvious when you're low on spikes, and that was it. In the end, the game didn't end up being very much fun. It took too long to get to moments of stress or tension, and then there wasn't much you could do to save yourself when it got overwhelming. I definitely could have thought this game through more, but I also think bad games are just a product of game jamming. I didn't know how I would make or connect these systems until I actually did, and by then I didn't have time to correct course. In the end, I'm glad to have gotten something out to be a part of this collaboration, and hopefully my game didn't drive the others too crazy. Speaking of them, let's check out the games they made. I intentionally didn't look at or play anyone else's games, just so you guys know you're getting a genuine first impression. 250 seedlings I have. Private, Sergeant, Ice, Sniper, and can't afford past that. 250. Alright, I want an Ice. We'll put him on the corner. I'm just assuming this is balloons right now and thing like that. Alright. They weren't quite as strong as I thought they'd be. I'm gonna go for more cacti this time and just the cheaper ones. And we'll just go for the spots where they're definitely overlapping paths multiple times. We can even get 3 down. Sure. I love the destruction and particle effect. Super satisfying. Alright, much better this time. Still not perfect, but at least I can buy something else next round. Wave 5. Let's get a major. We'll put a major right there. Oh yeah, it's a very close range. Got some watermelons now. I guess the first ones are cherries or apples. Whoa, he does shoot fast. Jeez, calm down, Major. Oh, I'm gonna tank some watermelons. A beautiful sound. Oh, it's lagging. Oh no. Oof. Desert have been invaded by evil fruits. Cacti weren't able to defend. Well, that was honestly fantastic. That was super fun. I liked how they kept switching lanes. I like how you did the nested enemies thing where like a present would break open and have a bunch of different enemy types inside of it. All right, we got 3D graphics. I closed the game. Oh, hey, we're back. All right, I'm gonna try and hit start. There we go. All right, I can zoom in and out. That's nice. Can't rotate anything. That's all right. And I can buy 1 tower. Aha. All right, let's put it. I don't really know what the range is, but I'll try there. I'll restart if that doesn't work. Oh, we're shooting at cacti. Nice. All right. Oh, we got a red one. Takes a couple more hits to shoot. It's getting chaotic. Oh, I have a choice. Sacrifice your health, sacrifice your defense. I choose death. Oh, I didn't choose. I choose death. Death? Death? I guess I don't. I choose life. Nope. Oh, I chose death. 4. Maybe this will take 4 of mine and combine it. 4. All right, I'm at 1. Aha. 2, 3, 4. Ah. So I sacrificed 4 of my existing turrets. Now I have the option to buy a big one, but I can't afford it. So hopefully we live through this. Let's get that next one down. I kind of want to choose death again and see if I get a huge one. It seems like something is weird with that trigger. Damage +1 for 2 single ones. Oh, this one and this one. So now I guess all of mine do more damage. Something like that. Alright, I think I'm going to call it for this one. Yeah, that was AAlex's game Paperlike Defender. That one was super fun as well. Whoa, alright. This looks sick already. I'm a little devil man. I shoot little fireballs. Right-clicking does nothing yet, it looks like. Got Q and E for some kind of cacti. Don't know what that is. Alright, I guess I just started. That's not a good sound. Oh, I can dash too. Nice. Where are they? Oh, there they come. So these radiate outwards. What are the red ones too? Oh, do I hop down? F. Deals damage around him. Let's go random stat. These are my stats. More enemy. Oh boy. Okay. Might not have been good stats. I see my health going down. I don't know what my health is though. It's like all of my towers combined. Or is that health? Ooh, new type of cactus. Shoots a laser at enemies. Let's put that on my F. Lasers. Bruh. Oh, jeez. Okay. Alright, this is not a health bar. Now I know. It's a juice bar. Let's go with the laser. I think this is the boss fight. I think I broke his game. The eardrum destroyer. Alright, I'm gonna be done with it before it breaks my speakers or something. That was probably the most satisfying display of chaos that we've seen so far. That was a really great one. Thanks to all three of you guys, Imilkowski, AAlex, and Whalegum. You guys made some really fun games, and this was super fun to do. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed my first ever collab video. It was a lot of fun to play what these other talented devs came up with, especially since all of us made significantly different games with the same 4 required themes. Thanks for watching. Peace.